고통 하이섹쇼.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back, and today we're going to talk about That Time I Got Reincarnated as a Slime. Specifically, the chosen hero Masayuki Rudra. Let's get into it. Masayuki Rudra Nam-ul-Nazca was the emperor of the Eastern Empire and legendary historic figure who was born a millennia ago as a prince of the Nazca kingdom with the ambition to unite the entire world. At some point, he was taken over the tutelage of Veldonava, the god creator. He was trained to be the chosen hero, and so that he could rival Gi Crimson, the strongest of the 7 primordial demons. During his training with Veldonava, he developed an ultimate skill and a unique skill. His unique skill being Chosen One and his ultimate skill being Uriel. Let's talk about these two. His unique skill, Chosen One, completely turns the tide of battle in favor of the user from the time of just being activated. The only way to receive the manipulative aspects of this skill is to own a unique or an ultimate skill of your own. Some of the sub-skills for Chosen One include Banner of the Supreme King, which allowed the users to call upon their fallen allies and replicate their abilities, memories, and experience inside the user. Hero's Actions guides the user's allies down to a path of becoming heroes, eventually making them their name famous too. Hero's Blessing bestows the user and their abilities with immense luck. In practice, this results in normally lethal attacks not dealing nearly their normal damage, and the user and their allies' attacks dealing the most damage possible. This also makes all actions and the user being viewed in a positive light, no matter what it is. And then there's Hero's Charisma. Empowers the user's allies with immense courage and enables them to fight even with the most desperate situations. It also has the effect of turning defeating enemies into allies. Now let's talk about the ultimate skill, Uriel. This includes Infinity Prison, Law Manipulation, Universal Barrier, and Spatial Domination. Now Veldonava approached him and proposed that they trade ultimate skills, his Uriel for Veldonava's Michael. Rudra accepted the offer and received Michael, a skill that was better suited for his dream of unifying the world. Let's go over Lord of Justice Michael's abilities, which is the highest ranked among all angelic skills. Its authority is control over free will, and some of the sub-skills include Armageddon, which summons an army of up to 2 million angels which obey the user. Castle Guard, an impenetrable barrier that can be activated by the user at will, powered by the loyalty of the user's subjects. While this barrier is active, the use of skills, magic, magicules, and even the aura is completely prohibited, leaving only purely physical and psychological means of attack. Also, Regalia Dominion, the ability to place any life form under the user's will. Success is determined if the user's available energy is greater than the target. And Ultimate Dominion, its power is absolute control over any angelic skill holder. Now let's continue the story of Rudra. After his training with Veldonava, he set out on expeditions to the Ice Continent, which was Gi Crimson's dominion, with his sister Lucia and the woman that he fell in love with, Valgrind, the Scorch Dragon. If you guys think about it, it's actually pretty funny that Veldonava and Rudra traded sisters. Valgrind, being Veldonava's sister, fell in love with Rudra, and Lucia, being Rudra's sister, married Veldonava. But that's besides the point. The Ice Continent, as I mentioned, being Gi Crimson's dominion, Rudra demanded all of his treasure when he arrived. He wasn't interested in killing Gi, he just wanted to fight him and make him his supporter. Unfortunately, Rudra was not able to beat Gi no matter how many times they fought, because Gi kept replicating every single one of Rudra's movements and just matching him evenly. Another thing that was unfortunately for Rudra, he wasn't able to use his ultimate skill, Michael, that gave him control over free will. The reason for this being that Michael did not recognize Rudra as his true owner or master, so it wasn't allowing him to use the skill properly. A little bit of time after that, Veldonava and Lucia actually had a daughter, the true demon lord Milimnava. After having this daughter, Veldonava used a lot of his power to gift his daughter a pet, an elemental dragon named Gaia. And on top of that, he decided to reincarnate himself as a human in order to live a peaceful life with his family. Because of this, Rudra wanted to achieve his goal of uniting the world even more, because he wanted to give them a peaceful life. So he decided to send out one more time to the Ice Continent, but this time he had a challenge in mind for Gi Crimson. Gi and Rudra wouldn't fight this time, their subordinates would, and whoever of the subordinates would win the battle, that person would rule the world. The unfortunate thing that during one of these expeditions to the Ice Kingdom when Rudra was away, an opposing kingdom attacked the Eastern Empire, thus resulting in the death of his sister and Veldonava. After finding out about this, Rudra went into a deep depression that the ultimate skill Michael actually took advantage of. Since Michael has still not recognized Rudra as its master, using this depression that he was in, Michael started to corrupt Rudra from the inside, turning him from a righteous and timid person into a cold and heartless one. This battle to take over Rudra's body spanned over 2,000 years. And this was very exhausting for Rudra, causing him to die and reincarnate several times during that time period. The problem with this was that every single time he reincarnated, he lost a fragment or a piece of his soul, up until the point that it was just way too much for Rudra to continue, and Michael ended up taking over the body and killing Rudra completely. Sometime after that, during the Abyss Unleashed events, after Rimuru won the war against the Eastern Empire, Rimuru and Ciel decided to empower Velgrine, the woman that Rudra had fallen in love with, so she was able to go and collect all of the soul fragments of Rudra that had been lost in the 2,000-year battle. And she was able to collect all of them except for one. That final piece resided inside a kid named Masayuki Honjo. When they met, all of the soul fragments from Rudra flew inside this kid. The instant that the fragments merged with Masayuki, the sudden return of his powers created a counterforce that sent the young boy across time and space, with him returning to the center world. However, due to him returning before the death of his previous self, large parts of his soul, including his memories, lay dormant. He was left with only the pieces of his past self that he had lost, like his status of chosen hero and the unique skill chosen. This is basically the story of the hero Rudra. If you guys like my content, make sure to subscribe. Let me know in the comments what you think or what else you want me to cover. As always, I appreciate every single one of you. Thank you for being back here, and let's see you next time.